everyone, and welcome back to Fully Playable Games. So in today's video we are going to be doing a random pickups video. So these are, looking at the bits here, I've got pits from all over the shop. Charity shops, Amazon, eBay, probably somewhere else as well. But yeah, got some really good pickups to go through today. Been really excited to show some of these off. And let me just scroll back up. So let's dive straight in with some charity shop pickups. So these are a couple of bits that I picked up from my local charity shop. And this first one, I'd been seeing it for a while, but yeah, finally was able to pick it up. And it is a Mario Kart remote control car. So I've got the controller for it. It's got a inbuilt battery pack. The only problem is I don't have the charger for it, and it's a proprietary charger. Only goes with this sort of this manufacturer. You can't get anything else. So I've looked about, and I think the charger goes for about 30 quid. So I don't know what I'm going to try and get hold of one cheaply if I can. But what I love about this is the way that the car actually works. So obviously it's just your normal sort of remote control car, but as you turn around the corner, hopefully you can see it, Mario actually leans. I think that is so cool. Obviously it is massive. You can see sort of how big it is, but yeah, I just had to pick it up. So ended up picking it up for 60 quid. 60 quid, £6, sorry. Looking it up online, they go for about £30. So actually the charge is probably about £20. I know it wasn't the same price as the actual RC, so yeah, I probably will end up buying it at some point, but equally I might sort of hold out, see if I can find something at the boot fair. But yeah, saw that, thought it was so cool. I have to admit, I've got no idea where I'm going to put it. I've definitely got no more room in the games room for something this big. Then, next up, from the same charity shop, also picked up a whole stack of PC games. Now, there are a couple of doubles, but the ones that I'm actually keeping are all of these. So most of them are Sims games. Most of them actually are Sims 2. And sort of expansions. We've got one Sims 4 expansion pack and one original Sims expansion pack, and then we've got Theme Park Inc. as well. But yeah, I saw them there, decided to pick them up. Obviously I've got a nice little collection of Sims games going on, so I need to actually have a sort through, work out what ones I've got. But yeah, picked all those up, and then as I say, got a couple of doubles here. So we've got a couple of copies of Sim 2's Pets, a copy of Sims 3, and then Sims 2 Knife Life. I think with that one it's actually missing one of the discs, but in total for all the PC games I paid £13. So we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, so yeah, just under £1 each, so more than happy with that. Right, then next up we've got a couple of bits that I grabbed off Nicky. So once again, he done his normal, he sent me a text message with a load of bits that he picked up from his charity shop, and yeah, I just picked out the bits that I didn't have in the collection. So first off, we have got Midnight Club 2. No, we haven't. We've got Midnight Club on the PS2. There we go. So yeah, I think at the moment I've got Midnight Club 3 in the collection, but didn't have the first one. Now, if I remember rightly, I swear that I had this at one point on the PS2. Yeah, not sure. I can't remember it, and even sort of playing the game for the footage, I can't remember it. But yeah, I would admit at this sort of time, this was released about the same time as Need for Speed Underground, which I was massively into. So yeah, it probably went unnoticed. But I grabbed that off him for 2 quid. Goes for £3 at CEX, £8 on eBay. Then we get on to Midnight Club 2 on the PS2. So yeah, once again, I was going for, he actually had all 3 of them, and he did give me the 3rd one as well, but as I say, I've already got it in the collection. I need to check to make sure the one that I've got in the collection is complete, but if it's not, if it is, then I've got one that I can sort of flip in with a PS2 when I sell it. But yeah, so we've got Midnight Club 2 as well. That one got for £1, £2.50 at CEX, £5 on eBay. Then the last PS2 game that I got off him was WRC Rally Evolved. This one was quite interesting because when I first started playing it, I absolutely hated it. Purely because not long after I started, I actually crashed. Yes, I will admit. But then that in turn damaged the car, which then affected the handling. So I'm sort of racing along, the car's sort of pulling to the right, and I'm like, this is absolute rubbish. The controls are shocking. And it was only after playing for a little while that I realised, oh, no, it's my driving that's shocking, not the game. So yeah, I was actually, in the end up, really, really impressed with the level of detail that they put into the game. So yeah, really, really good. I will admit, the WRC games have always been really, really good. And yeah, definitely enjoyed it. Definitely one that I will pop in the PS2 a bit more often as well. So paid £1 for that one. Goes for £2 at CEX, £8 on eBay. Then got a whole stack of Wii games as well. So we've got Need for Speed Nitro. I have to admit, I really enjoyed this. Very sort of, it's a cartoony version of Need for Speed, but yeah, as I say, really, really good game. As I say, this was custom built for for the Wii, so it's not been released on any other console. And yeah, I have to admit, it was a good one to play. I think actually I ended up playing this with the GameCube controller, so I didn't use any of the motion controls. I did use the GameCube controller. Then the next one that I played was Ferrari Challenge Deluxe. This one, do you know what? I actually enjoyed Need for Speed more than I did this. Yeah, wasn't overly impressed with it, but this was more of a sort of realistic one. But the problem is that you only had the option for motion control, so you're there with the Wii controller, and yeah, I just don't like. I don't like being forced into using motion control. That's why I don't play a lot of Wii games. And I will admit, even when I'm capturing footage for Wii games, I do struggle, and it's always left until right at the last minute, because yeah, I just hate having to sort of use motion controls. But yeah, I can appreciate it for what it is, but it's probably not a game that I'm going to play too often. So that one, we paid £1 for it. Goes for £2 at CEX, £3 on eBay. Next one was a bit of a disappointment. So this is Sonic Unleashed, but unfortunately it didn't work in my Wii. So the Wii that I was using for capturing all the recent gameplay footage for the Wii games wouldn't play it. If I remember rightly, looking at the disc, yeah, the disc, this looks fine. So yeah, once again, I'm probably going to grab another Wii and test it in that, see if it's that. If not, then yeah, I'll probably have to try and pick up another copy at some point. Paid £3 for that one. Goes for £5 at CEX, £6 on eBay. And then the last one that I got did work, and yeah, I actually really enjoyed playing this. That was Red Steel 2. So the original Red Steel was one that I really wanted to play on the Wii, and I finally got it. I borrowed it off my cousin one afternoon, and just thought it was awful. It was, yeah, it was a game that I was really looking forward to playing. Obviously, since seeing it was coming out, and yeah, by the time I actually got hold of it, it just, yeah. But I will admit, obviously, this one requires the Wii Motion Plus. And I have to say, it plays really well. Now, I was playing this sitting down, but even sitting down, you still had a full range of movements, and yeah, it definitely sort of followed your actions really well. So paid £1 for that one. Goes for £2 at CEX, £8 on eBay. I know with that as well, there is actually a bigger box version of it, and that's how it was sort of originally sold. So yeah, £2 at CEX, £8 on eBay. I know with that as well, there is actually a bigger box version of it, and that's how it was sort of originally sold. So So next up, we've got another charity shop find. And actually this one's from a different charity shop. And I think what happened was I actually went to get my hair cut. And after getting my haircut done, I actually saw there was a couple of charity shops that I used to visit sort of midweek that were just up the road from where my office was. So I decided to pop in, have a look, see what they had. I saw this on the shelf and immediately had to pick it up. And it is a Mario question mark block. But the thing that makes this even better there we go. It's better on a solid surface. But yeah, so it's a light with the button sounds as well, or the box sounds as well. I just thought that was so cool. Once again, I haven't got a clue where I'm going to put it, but I am going to make sure that this gets put in the game room somewhere. Because, yeah, it is absolutely brilliant. And yeah, as soon as I saw it, I was like, I had to pick it up. I think I ended up... So I got it for £2. Do you know what? Even if it didn't work, just as the sort of box on its own, for £2 would have been brilliant. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put it just there for now. So looking it up online, it goes for about £15. So for a £2 pickup, that is really, really good. Then next up, we've got a couple of books. It wouldn't be a video at the moment without picking up a couple of books, but these are a couple that I've been really wanting to pick up. And the first one is actually a manga book. It's a manga book of probably my favourite anime series, and that is High School of the Dead. So I actually picked up a copy of this a few months ago. It was picked up for another random pickups video, but when I actually got it, it was the German version. So unfortunately I had to send that back, but I have been sort of keeping an eye, and the High School of the Dead books can go up and down. They're really all over the shop with regards to price, so didn't want to pay too much for it. Obviously I have been telling everyone that I know that sort of picks these up, if they come across any, to let me know, because I am desperate to get the set. But managed to pick this up for £4.36 from eBay. And on average, actually, no, this one wasn't too expensive. On average, they go for about £5. So, yeah, it was one that I've been wanting. As I say, I do want to get the whole set. I think there's like 8 of them. So, yeah, really looking forward to getting that as and when I can. And then the other book I picked up was a strategy guide. I'm picking up quite a few of these recently. But we've got Pokemon Sun and Moon. So this was one that I've been wanting for a while, purely because Sun and Moon was the first Pokemon game I actually played through. So when the original games come out, didn't really have any interest in Pokemon. It's only been sort of as I've got older that I've started getting into it. So yeah, this was the first game I actually played through, completed, and yeah, just really wanted to get the strategy guide to go with it. So yeah, decided to sort of grab it. I think I saw it, it was quite cheap as well, £4.17. Once again, they go for on average about £5 anyway. We will get to some more games in a minute, I promise. Next up, we've got another bag. This time it is the Nintendo Switch official messenger bag. Now, I picked this up for multiple reasons actually, but the main one was for sort of practicality, because it actually comes with a really good sort of case inside for putting the Switch in. It's got room for sort of your dock, your cables, your Pro Controller, everything like that. And it's, yeah, a nice little sort of compact bag to actually put your Switch in. So as well as it ticking off my addiction to picking up bags, it's actually going to have a practical use. So yeah, that was why I picked that one up. Actually ended up getting a really good deal. I think I got it on an auction, and I ended up getting it for £6.64. On average, they were going for about £14 as a sort of buy it now. So yeah, really, really happy to pick that one up. And then next up, just before we get back to the games, actually picked up a Pokemon card. So this is the Pikachu Scarlet and Violet Black Star promo. So this was released just after Scarlet and Violet dropped, and I've been wanting to pick it up for a while. but yeah, sort of finally was able to get a copy. This one, I paid £5.95 for it. They go for about £6. So yeah, just another Pokemon card to add into the collection. Then, right, getting back into the games now. Next up, we've got a Mega Drive game. So we've been fairly consistent with Mega Drive games recently. We've been picking up sort of quite a few. This time, I've picked up Mickey Mania. So this is a absolutely brilliant 2D platformer. It's been released multiple times. I think there is there's a Mega CD version, and there's actually a PlayStation version, which it's actually got a different title. I can't remember off the top of my head what the title was. I'll put it just down the bottom here. But yeah, it is essentially the same game. Just for some reason they changed the title. So yeah, it's been one that had been sort of kicking around in my wish list for a while, and just decided to sort of pull the trigger and pick up a copy. So we paid £14.79 for it. Goes for £15 at CEX and £20 on eBay. Then next up, I'd been seeing this about for a while, and this is a cart that goes with the Mega CD. So this is the Mega CD Pro CDX, and essentially what it does is you put it in and it will allow you to play import games on your Mega CD. So I picked this one up. I paid $39.99. Looking them up online, normally they go for about £70, so I've got this really cheap. But when I got the game to go with it, so I got Heavy Nova, it didn't play. It would try to load it and then it would just sort of crash on sort of startup. And then obviously if I took that out, it then said that it was region locked and you couldn't play it. So yeah, I'm going to look to pick up another Japanese game, see if I can get it working with that. Whether it's the cart doesn't work or the games don't work, I don't know. It may be that there's only a select list of games that will actually work with it. So I'm going to have to do a bit more research into it. But yeah, as I say, I picked up Heavy Nova, paid £8.89, and on average it goes for about £9. But that is going to be our first Japanese Mega CD game. And I will admit there are quite a few Mega CD games that come up that I want to pick up, but until I've got the ability to play them, I'm going to be a bit reserved on picking them up. What we got next? Right, next up we have got probably my favourite pickup of this video actually. And this is hurling back to my aims for the year, and it's going to be a box. So it's going to be one of the boxes that it was right the way up my list. This was probably one of the top boxes that I wanted to pick up for the year, and that is a NES control deck. So this is obviously there's no console in it. It is just the box, but it does have all the inserts. And actually I think it's got the instructions in it as well. So yeah, it is good to go. What I have also done is also picked up another genuine power supply. So that is going to go in here. And then yeah, what we'll do is we'll put everything in that we need to and actually get it so that it's complete. And then yeah, I am still looking at what to do with the sort of space in the room, because yeah, the bookcase behind the camera has obviously got Xboxes on top. I've recently cleared off the top Pokemon shelf to put all the Mega Drive stuff up there. So the only shelf I've really got left is the one on top of my PS4 and Switch games. At the moment I've got a load of Nintendo stuff up there, so I might actually look to clear that off and just put console boxes up there. So we've obviously got the box for my OLED Switch up there at the moment, but I do want to get this put up there as soon as I can. What I am going to do before I put it up there, I'm going to get a box protector for it. Just want to make sure that the box is kept in as good a condition as it is now. But yeah, so for the box we actually paid £54. So yes, I know, absolutely mental that I'm paying over 50 quid for an empty box. But if you actually look at it, so yeah, so it's got the box and the inserts. If I was to, so to pick up just an empty box, they normally go for about 60 quid. That's with nothing inside. Then I've seen a seller online that sells a reproduction, sort of reproduction polystyrene, sells them for £35. And then the actual manuals that come with it as well, they're also, they go for a tenner. So you're looking at £105 for just the empty box. Now, that is absolutely mental, but that is what I'm seeing them go for. It is absolutely mad at the moment. But as I say, from my perspective, I just really wanted the box, and I was lucky enough. Obviously, I wanted it with the polystyrene, so I'd seen loads of them come up in really good condition, but they were all empty. I just didn't want to go that route. I didn't want to go down the route of a reproduction polystyrene. Wanted to try and keep it as original as possible. So yeah, really happy with that. That is definitely going to take sort of pride of place in the games room as soon as I can, really. And then, as I say, I did pick up an official power supply as well. Managed to get that for £17.95. On average, they go for about £25 on eBay. So yeah, really good there. Then next up, we go back to the games, and we've got a Wii U game. So we've actually got Mass Effect 3. This is a special edition on the Wii. I can't remember if I have... Yeah, I have captured gameplay for it. I couldn't remember whether I had or not, because I know I didn't do any gameplay footage for, I think it was in last week's video, Mass Effect Andromeda. But actually, I think what it was when I was capturing the footage for this is what spurred me on to play them from the beginning. So after capturing the footage for this is then when I went and installed the Mass Effect collection from PSN. So yeah, I was actually really impressed with it then, because if it spurred me on to sort of play the full series, it shows you how good it was. Paid £6.47 for that. Goes for £4 at CEX, and on average about £7 on eBay. Next up, right, this is one that we've not actually picked up from since I bought the console. And that is an Atari Lynx game. So this is Robo Squash. Now, I will be honest, I haven't played it because at the moment my Lynx is a bit temperamental. Sometimes it'll play, sometimes it won't. So I think I've got to do the capacitor swap on it. I think I've got the parts to do it. I just need to get the time to actually sit down and do it. But yeah, saw this come up. It was £13.40. No, it wasn't. Yes, it was £13.49. Looking it up elsewhere, it goes for about £15 at CEX and £16 on eBay. But it was a complete in-box Atari Lynx game. So yeah, just decided to sort of pull the trigger on it. I think this will be the third Atari Lynx game that I've got in the collection. Unfortunately, what I am desperate to try and find is someone that's actually making the box protectors for them. Because as I say, I've got two complete in-box Atari Lynx games now, but no one is making the box protectors for it. So I think if I can't find any, I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to have a punt at actually making one myself, just so that I can get them protected. Then what have we got next? Oh, right. Right, so this next bit was actually picked up quite a while ago, and it is an NES system. So this wasn't actually engineered, this was picked up long before I picked up the box, but I actually picked it up in an eBay auction and the reason that I picked it up was because it was in such good condition. Looking at it, there's no discoloration. It is just in really good condition. It is being sold as faulty, but I am 99% sure that the fault is just a dirty cartridge port. So yeah, once I can get it cleaned, we should be good to go. But what I am going to do is, because it is in such good condition, I'm actually going to put this in the NES box that we've got. So all we need now is to just get a couple of controllers. I think I might have one spare controller which I can put in, but obviously I need two for the box to make it complete. So I will track down another one because obviously I don't want to take the one away from my main NES. But yeah, so that was actually bought a long time in advance, but it is in such good condition that it's just got to go in the box. What have we got next? Right, next up, this is really a blast from the past for me, and it's actually a watch, but it is one of the dust it off a bit because it's been on the shelf for a while. It is the Super Mario Brothers 3, and this is the one of the watches made by Xeon. They made a whole series of watches. I think you've got Star Fox, you've got Zelda, a whole load. And they actually made a couple of different Mario ones as well. But this one in particular, I actually had when I was younger. So I've been wanting to pick it up for a while. I actually saw, I think it was Glenn got offered I think this one and another one at the boot fair, and I was so annoyed that I missed out on it. Obviously, it wasn't a case that someone had them out. It was someone knew Glenn, and then he offered it to Glenn, and Glenn obviously snapped it up. So I think he got it for like 30 quid. We got two of them for 30 quid. So yeah, I was really annoyed. But then it sort of really spurred me on to actually make sure I picked one up for myself. So I picked this one up. I actually sent the seller an offer. I think it was an auction. He had an auction running, and he had about 5 days to go on it. So I was like, I'll send over a cheeky offer. I think I sent him over an offer of like 40 quid, and he countered about 45. So all in, I paid £51 and 14p. Now it is marked as 40, and I have tried it with a battery in, and it just isn't happy. So yeah, there might be a bit more wrong with it than I thought, but I am determined to get it fixed. So determined, they actually bought another one. So this one, I picked it up. I actually got it on an auction, and it actually went stupidly cheap. So the only problem with it is it's missing the back cover. I don't think I've actually put a battery in to test this or anything like that. But yeah, I just thought, you know what, I can pick this one up. It is so cheap that I can just strip it out the parts, swap them into this, because the case and the strap on this one are in really good condition. So yeah, I want to make sure that I can get that one up and running. So as I say, I paid £18.99 for that, and if I was to get both of them working, they'd actually sell for 90 quid each. They are really sought after. So yeah, really happy that. I am going to keep my eye out for some of the other versions as well, so I can try and add them into the collection at some point. But yeah, for me, the Mario World Super Mario Brothers 3 was the big one that I wanted to get, because that is the one I had when I was younger. Don't ask me what happened to it. I've got no clue, but very gutted the fact that I no longer have it. And then finally, we've got one last game to finish off today. And once again, it's for a console that I haven't actually picked up anything for since picking up the console. And that is the Virtual Boy. So I've got Vertical Force. So this is a vertical shooter, and I have to say I've really enjoyed playing this. So it actually works in a way a bit similar to, I think there's a Master System game that released that did the similar sort of thing, where you actually fight on 2 different levels. So it's basically a 2D plane, but as you're fighting, you can sort of go down into it or sort of come back up, and obviously different enemies are sitting on different planes. So dependent on where you are, dependent on what enemies you're fighting, Really, really unique concept. Really enjoyed playing it. And yeah, really glad to have another Virtual Boy game in the collection. Obviously, at the moment, I've got 3 Virtual Boy games. They're all complete in box. So I think that's summing up what way I'm having to go when I'm picking up Virtual Boy games. I will admit, whenever I do look at them online, I do look at the complete in box. I don't even look at the cart onlys. So yeah, it is definitely something I'm going to be carrying on for. Definitely sort of want to pick up a few more Virtual Boy games as we go through. I think I've got a couple in my list actually at the moment on eBay. So yeah, really looking forward for that. So ended up paying $35.99 for this. Looking it up online, it goes for about £40 at CEX and £50 on eBay. So yeah, some really, really good pickups there. And yeah, just absolutely over the moon with some of the pickups. Definitely, probably for me, the pickup of the day is that Nintendo, the NES box. As I say, it's been something I've been after for quite a while. And yeah, to get it at that sort of price was just absolutely amazing. But with that said, that is going to wrap up today's video. But before you head off, if you did know, actually it's not going to wrap up today's video because we haven't done the totals yet. So total spend today was £345 and 37p. If we picked up everything we could from CEX, we'd be looking at £140. And if we get everything from eBay, we'll be looking at £681. So yeah, just absolutely immense. Some really, really good pickups there, and ones I'm definitely looking forward to getting into the collection. But with that said, that is going to wrap up today's video. But if you did enjoy the video, don't forget to hit that like button, and if you're not already, smash that subscribe button and ring the bell to be kept up to date when I upload new videos. And yeah, with that said, thank you so much for watching today. Really hope you enjoyed the video, and I'll see you on the next one. Alright, bye!